Hi there. Hey, this is 30-06 John, and today's topic we're going to be talking about a little bit different subject. Not really reloading, but the field compact apartment-sized reloading kit. As we all know, there's been a lot of new shooters taking up reloading and shooting here in the last 6-9 months. A lot of them live in apartments. They don't have a lot of space. What we're going to be showing here today is putting together just a small kit that does everything you need to do, but it won't take up too much space. It will be also good for taking it out to as a field reloading kit. You could call it a bug out reloading kit or a off-grid reloading kit. You could take it camping. So keep watching this video and I'll show you some ideas and tell me what you think. So this here kit, I put it together so it fits into a 20-gallon tote. You can find your own container that you want to put it into, but this works for me. It's not too big, pretty sturdy, not too heavy. So inside the kit, I have everything what I think you need, not too much that you don't. If you build up a kit like this, you could add or subtract items as you feel needed. Let's go through them one by one. So we're going to start out with just what's on top of the case here. The first thing is your reloading supplies themselves. Keep a pound or so of powder, box of bullets, or however much you need, and primers. The primers I just put in this cardboard box. If you're using them for traveling, you want to make sure your primers are pretty sealed up. Maybe put some rubber bands around the box here, so you don't want these primers slipping out of the sleeve here and getting mixed up with your other primers. So putting a rubber band around here, putting it in some type of plastic bag, maybe a sandwich bag, putting it inside a cardboard box so it doesn't get bounced around too much. Probably about the best way if you can do a lot of traveling with this kit. Next thing is a pair of calipers. Very useful for measuring overall length of cartridges. Also a Lyman case prep tool. This is a combination inside deburring tool, outside deburring tool, large and small primer pocket cleaners, and large and small primer pocket reamers if you have crimped primer pockets. Comes in pretty useful. I'd always take one, or some other tool similar to that. Probably some type of plastic box to hold your loaded ammo in. This is for rifle ammo. If you're loading a pistol, get one of the smaller ones. I happen to rather like these Lee powder measure kit. Has a bunch of different powder scoops in it. With this handy dandy scale that comes with it, you can sort of estimate what powder scoop that you need when you scoop powder. I always use this. They're only like $15. I always take a can of case lubricant. I use the Hornady One Shot. Take a rag to wipe it off if you want to. If you're doing pistol cases, straight-walled pistol cases, you don't need this. But if you're doing bottleneck rifle cases, you do. For priming, having a Lee Auto Prime hand primer is sort of nice. You have large and small primer trays here. The only thing about this kit is that you have to make sure that you have the correct shell holder. I'm sorry, the correct shell holder. I think there's other kits out there now. I think Hornady makes one where you use the same shell holder as you do on your rifle on the press. This one here uses a unique shell holder that you have to buy. It's the only real problem with this type of priming tool. Also, I always like to have a bottle of lighter fluid and a rag. That's for just cleaning the cases off. If you're out in the field, you can't tumble your brass, spray some of this on a rag and wipe the cases off. Works pretty good. A small cup to put your the powder in and scoop it out. A powder trickler. Bullet tray. I like this one here because you could flip it around, put a 9mm or 223 in the round holes here, or use the square ones for bigger stuff. Alright, next on the list is a powder scale. You need something to weigh your powder. If you're just doing it inside your apartment, probably a small electronic scale like this would be adequate. It uses, AC voltage. It says it does use batteries, but the batteries go real fast. So you have that choice, or you could use the old traditional balance beam scale. This is what I've used for many years. I still sort of am partial to a powder beam scale. When you deal with your powder scale, you just have to make sure that they don't get bounced around too much. And these type of scales, you have to make sure that they are that they're balanced every time you use them. Not too hard once you get the hang of it, but you don't need electricity, and to me they're very reliable. You do need a level spot to put them in though. So got your choice between a balance beam scale, non-electric scale, or an electric scale. Let's get these out of the way. The scale should always be carried in a box. Even the electronic scale should always be in a box so it doesn't get bounced around too much. I always have a reloading notebook with my reloading data and my loads and how they work out. Comes in handy for reference and what your load data is. Also, you always want to have a good reloading manual with you to reference back to load data. Also, if you're not sure about reloading, has a lot of useful basic reloading information in it. Hornady book is good. Spear book is good. If you're not sure which one to get, I would get probably the Hornady first. Need a set of reloading dies. These are Hornady 308 reloading dies. Make sure you have a shell holder to fit those. And last but not least, what to me makes this all work is a reloading press. This here is a Lee aluminum reloading press. I mounted it on a sheet of plywood, so you could use C-clamps and mount it onto a bench. I'll show you. Alright, so the press that I'm using is this Lee breech lock reloader press. It is cast aluminum. It's not really a heavy duty press, but it works good for pistol, Works good for 223. Works good for 308. If you start doing a lot of bigger cases, you probably wear the press side here after a while. But for this use, the press works perfect. So what we're doing here, we just get the press. I have 2 C-clamps. Just flush this up to the bench that you're using. Attach the C-clamps. And there you have it. It is pretty solid. I'll show you here that you can reload D-prime resize 308. So the first thing what we want to do is screw in the priming die. Make sure we have the right shell holder in there. We do. I checked. So it's screwed all the way in. Grab a couple of cases. Hit with some one-shot lube. Done. Resized. Primer's gone. Looks good. Let's do another one. Yep. Primer gone. Looks good. So that's all you need. This is a plenty strong setup. For those that are living in apartments, you do have to find something that's beefy. You could probably use a bookcase, a heavy bookcase. You need something that has a sort of a thick lip here. If you're out camping or if you're out at your cabin or something like that, you can probably find a picnic table or something else. Probably you have more flexibility there. But like in an apartment, you do have to find something to bolt this on. Lee Precision does make a small metal reloading table, sort of like a tripod looking thing that you put a small sandbag on the base for weight. That would work good. You'll have to order that from Lee Precision. Alright, I moved the press onto this old bookcase we have here. I just used some C-clamps here on the plate of plywood. C-clamped it to the top of the bookcase, and this is just to show you how you can still use this to reload 308 brass on this press. Let me show you. Once again, we always want to lubricate our cases, bottleneck cases. A little bit of one shot. See, the bookcase does move around. You might have to hold the press down a little steady, but it is certainly strong enough for reloading 308. And there you go. So if you even have like an old bookcase, or even even in your apartment, you can find something to clamp it on. If you're worried about the C clamps barring up anything, you can put some padding underneath them, maybe a small piece of wood, plywood, or maybe an old magazine. But this works. If you could do a if you could do a 308 brass, you could do 223, you could do 9mm, 40, 45, 44 Magnum, 357 Magnum 38 with much less effort. So there you have the kit there. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any comments or any ideas, please shoot them to me. And do me a favor and hit the like button. Everyone take care and have a nice day.